Hey, what's up guys? Tony here, and welcome to some Madden 13. And as you can tell, I picked the Dolphins. In case you missed the last video, what I asked is what team should I do a career with, because I did it as the Chargers last season. And so I kind of wanted to challenge. So what I did is I put it out there, and you guys voted for several teams, but the Dolphins came up as one of them. And the deciding vote for me was which teams of the ones that you guys suggested hadn't won any games so far, and the Dolphins are 0-3 in the preseason. So I said, you know what, that's my pony right there. I'm going to ride that horse this next season, and we'll see if I can turn that team around. And so we're with the Dolphins. So what I want to do with this video is I don't, because tomorrow, I'm recording this on Wednesday, so today, if you're watching this, today's Thursday, today is the final games of the preseason, and then we'll roll into not this Sunday, but next Sunday, first week of the regular season. And usually what I do is I do my predictions for the week, and I talk about NFL news and very sports related. But right now, since it's still the preseason, I want to talk about my impressions of Madden 13 so far, because I have some very strong opinions about the game right now, and I'm actually quite frankly surprised at some of the things that they have done. Alright, so really to start off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into the career mode, because it used to be called Superstar, the NFL Superstar. And so when you start your career, you have the option of creating a character, playing the career of an existing player, or play as a historic character, like a retired character. So say like a Brett Favre or something, or Dan Marino, Joe Montana, and play as that person's replay their career essentially, and seeing if you can, as it says in the game, if you can live up to that standards, or you can actually play as a coach for a career mode, which is new. The other thing is when you can do something called Game Face. You can actually go on to easports.com/gameface, and you can make a 3D image excuse me, of your face through using a camera and doing a frontal picture and a profile, and you can upload it and it'll create a game face for you. I did it, and mine looks like shit because I didn't do it properly. There needs to be flat lighting on you. There needs to be a white backdrop. It's pretty much like a passport picture is what you need to do, and you do a side view, and it'll generate a 3D image of you that you can upload into the game and create yourself within the game, and I think that's pretty cool. But going on from that, when you select the player type that you want, you create your character, they'll give you three options. You could either be a high draft pick, like a first rounder, you could be a low draft pick, or an undrafted free agent. And so what I initially did, and this will kind of lead me into the dislikes, is what I initially did is I did a low draft pick. Excuse me. And so when I picked a low draft pick, I actually didn't play in any of the preseason games at all. Oh no, sorry, the first one I did was undrafted. And I didn't play in any of the preseason games. I simulated the entire preseason, and all I could do was practice. This character is a high draft pick, and actually he entered the league as an 80. That's his quarterback rating of 80. And I'm like, what? That's really high. But that's just, they take in that count. I don't know exactly how they figure it out, but that's just what they do. So bam, I was an 80, and I'm starter. I'm obviously the starter of this team because I'm playing. And so that's the way it works. So you got the three different backgrounds for your character. Now let me go into the likes, because the likes, I have a few likes. I've got more dislikes than I do likes, which is kind of strange, because usually I like a game more than I dislike a game. But there's certain things about this game that I just don't like, mainly because they're so much different from Madden 12. What I love the graphics. I really love the graphics. The game looks fantastic. It looks better than Madden 12. The cinematics, I think, are fantastic. I really like the cinematics. There are aspects of the cinematics that I don't particularly like, such as, since I'm playing a career mode, they'll show you things in the game that I don't think need to be shown, like whenever we punt or whenever we kick a field goal. If I'm not a part of the action, I don't want to see the gameplay, and I'm going to look in the menus to see if I can turn that off. It's kind of like in Road to the Show, where you can watch stuff that you're not a part of, but it's annoying and it takes up time, and I really don't want to do it. And sometimes some of the in between cutscenes you can't like quickly X out of, so that can be kind of annoying. I love the physics of the game. The game feels a little bit more natural, but here we go. Here's another problem. As you just saw, my two players literally ran into each other on the field, and I didn't complete the pass because the wide receiver and the tight end ran into each other, and it took the tight end off of his route, and it delayed it, so my pass is incomplete. So there's a lack of this is what I was talking about. Here I'm going to watch a punt that I'm not a part of, and I don't want to watch it. I want to go right to the Sims. I want to go right to the Sim screen, and I want to sim the rest of this time that I'm not on the field, but you have to watch it for whatever reason. So the physics, I like the physics. I like the way the game plays, but what I don't like is how players are retarded and they run into each other, and it's happened more than once. You also see them like stumbling over each other. Like when they get tackled, they kind of do this weird like palsy thing where they just kind of like fall over each other. It's really awkward, and I think they're going to fix it in the subsequent games, but they're not going to fix it for this one. They never do that with sports games. And that's pretty much it for my likes. Now, here are my dislikes. First of all, the dislikes are there's no franchise mode. There's no single season mode. There's no postseason mode. So what you have is you have the Ultimate Team, you've got Career Mode, which is actually an Ultimate Team. I think it's online and offline available. They have Career Mode, which is online and offline. They have the one other game mode that I don't, off the top of my head, I think it's called Ultimate Team, or maybe I mentioned that already just now. Anyways, there's not like a traditional game. This game is so geared for online gameplay, and the offline component is so small that it's kind of a joke. You know, like I like playing career mode or franchise modes. I really do, because they're so quick. You can get through them very quickly, and I really like that. And I can't believe they took it out. And apparently there's a lot of uproar with Madden fans. What bothers me is that I'm playing in a career mode, and last season what they would have is they'd have some rather boring coach speak going on while you're playing. You know, you'd be like, let's run this one and we're gonna see if we can break the line or something like that, you know. And the coach talks into your ear, and it had a very like in the huddle sort of feeling. And they've taken that away because now the color guys are talking the entire freaking time that I'm playing. And I don't want to hear the color guys talking when I'm playing a career mode, because you're supposed to be the character, the player. I can't, if you're the player, you cannot hear the color guys. I don't want to hear the color guys in career mode. And I could be nitpicking right now. I could be the only one who thinks that, but I just don't want to hear it. I mentioned the no franchise mode. The physics of the players, like I mentioned, they sort of fall over each other a lot. It's really weird, and they run into each other, and it's really weird. I don't quite understand it. Oh, and another big thing. This happened to me. The game froze on me one time and locked up, and I did not save because in previous Maddens there was autosave. Well, there's no autosave for offline gameplay. So basically, what you do is you need to make sure you save your game after every game, like I'm doing now. Also, when you're the starter, as you saw, I got benched because the quarter ended, so there's no intelligence as far as like, I'm in the middle of a drive, let me finish this drive, and then pull me out. No, the second the quarter was over, bam, pulled out, gone. And it's not really a big deal because it's preseason anyways, but it was like I knew they were going to yank me. It's like, no, come on, let me play. This is the last preseason game. Usually the starters play at least 3 quarters. At least a half to about 3 quarters. I wish they added that sort of intelligence into the game, but they didn't. After 1 quarter, boom, you're gone. And it's just I don't know. I found it to be frustrating. So I do like some of these things, like share on Twitter, share on Facebook. That's really cool. I don't know how many people want to see that if you're sharing that stuff online. Maybe if you've got yourself like a league or whatever. But it's interesting. It's interesting to say that nevertheless. Overall, I like the game because I play now sports games primarily for this career mode. But I like having the option, if I get bored of it, I want to play Madden, I want to play franchise mode, I want to play single season, Because you can create your own character. There's a creation mode, but what the hell is the point for if you're going to create a character and then do what with them? So, anyways, guys, if you have Madden, let me know what you think. I didn't even get a chance to talk about the XP. I'll talk about that in the next video. So, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll talk to you later.